I had a quick reminder on risk, guys. This talk is intended for educational purposes only. We are not financial advisors. Do your own research, please. This is just for educational purposes. That being said, per usual here, I wanted to quickly recap SPY. Last meeting was October 19th. Basically, the call or the analysis from there was to watch for continued strength just based on that kind of weekly buy that Mario just mentioned into these fib targets. So we are hitting that upper fib target in the 460, 461 area. We're in the thick of earnings season right now. We have FOMC tomorrow. Based on the action we've seen here, I am expecting from this point at least, I would like to see a small retest back into the fast MA before we start to push into that 470 area. So that's kind of what I'm looking for in the very near term. Nothing significant. Maybe a pullback into that prior high, that 458.5, 459 area before eventually tagging the 470. Again, we are in a seasonally speaking, we are in a very bullish time. Now I have seen sort of an uptick in the amount of people talking about seasonality. And so I don't know if that is going to play into the usefulness of whether or not this metric continues to work. Maybe I have some commentary on that, Mario, but I definitely it seems like to me more and more people are talking about seasonality. So just something to consider there. With that being said, I'll go ahead and hand it off to you, Mario.
Screen number 2. Okay, so here. So this is all we do, guys. I think we emphasize so much about this, but it's always a good thing to repeat in order to, we were just talking with Kyle probably like 2 minutes before you guys joined, that at this point in time, when we are all-time highs, my technical analysis becomes not worthless, but is subjective, right? Because I don't have any reference points. And that's the point I try to make all the time when I'm like, when people ask me, oh, what do you think about this one that you just make all-time highs? I'm like, well, if we continue making highs, you just continue buying it, right? If it continues with strength, continue buying, continue playing it long. If it continues to follow a trend, you just continue to buy it. That's it. Don't try to go against the trend. Don't try to buck the trend. Don't try to think, oh, you cannot go any higher. And you just see car at $300 and you decided to short, and then you squeeze you out at $500 and you blow up your money. So there's no need. Like, one of the things that I think we all agree, and I think you too, Kyle, especially you that I'm talking, is you don't go against the trend.
No, yeah.
For the most part. I mean, like, that was, and that's something that I really like about our community, is that we don't have that many, or at least they don't post that many counter trend trends, especially on the back of thinking things like, oh, this has gone too much, let me short it. Oh, this one's like, what we do is we just wait for it to pull back, wait for it to base, and then we take it. If it's strong, we take it. If it's not, we take the rest of the day off, go to the gym, go gardening, whatever it is that you like, go walk the dog, go spend time with the kids or whatever. But we don't do that type of trading, right? And the reason why I don't do it, and I don't encourage people to do it, is because I used to get hurt so many times because I thought, oh, if it's not long, then it's short. Oh, if it's not going up, then it's gonna go down, right? So I'll be like, oh, this is a Q. So if it's a long from 389 to 390, and then to 390, I'll go short it to 389, and yeah, I can make money. But that's not the type of high risk reward with edge type of trading that I want to do. So at this point in time where we are, and let me come back to the chart. This is the last time we meet, right? We have a beautiful, we were into a weekly buy setup, right? This is the call that we made. This is a weekly buy setup. We all know this is, I call it a weekly buy setup. That's how it was taught to me. I understand it's a flag formation, but the weekly, what it makes it a weekly buy setup means that we didn't break the prior pivot high. This is a prior pivot high, so we just tested. So that was very strong because we didn't even test this one. We hold the 20-day moving average. I'm still inside my envelope. So the next target is going to be the top of the envelope or the prior high. And we just hit it, right? So this is like 3 weeks that we have a beautiful trading, right? Within the 3 weeks, we cannot expect it to be green, 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 green for 3 weeks straight and easier trades every single day. So we have periods like this, right? So we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. It's a small base. This is not bearish, guys. We know that, right? Why? Because we're working on this structure. And I always talk about the structure. Know exactly where you are. So if you're right here, you should not be thinking at that point in time, short, unless you take the low of the candle. Pretty simple, right? That's pretty simple technical analysis. So this is what I'm trying to get to, right? So I know if I'm buying right here, I'm buying a weekly buy setup, right? My target one should be like the middle. That's a fairly conservative target. Let's call it my wimpy target. And then I know I should be at least able to test the high. So this is my target, right? Now, once we get in here, or what we have to start thinking or start planning for is, okay, is this going to be a range trade now? Because last time we were here, they sold it all the way here. So is this going to be a range or are we breaking out? And we all know, and everybody that doesn't get the basic concepts, I encourage you guys either to go through the OMC, option mastery course and make sure you talk to Kyle, you talk to me, and make sure that you know the basics of what we do, because this is very simple. So if you don't get it, there's a time limit where you should be getting this, right? In here, when you see volume, right? Volume is right here. Volume is here. It was a little high. So we have a kind of a break, not on higher than average volume. So it was cautious, right? But still, this is a very bullish formation right here because we opened below and we just engulfed whatever the prior day was. So we were into long and we just kept going long, right? So what Kyle is talking about, was talking about before, is he would like to see a retest of the breakpoint, which is my green line right here, right? Because now what I'm looking is my reference point. This is the last reference points that I really have, right? After this, I got nothing. Oh, I do have my fib extension right here at 391, which is a 127 extension from the weekly buy. So I throw it out and that's my target one or target two. Remember, my target one was here. So this is my target two. Once I got nothing else to hold, I go with the fibs. So I say, okay, probably 391.51. And that's a subjective thing. And why is it subjective? Because guys, if you look to your left, there's no trading done at that time. So how can you put a lot of emphasis, a lot of trust into a level that hasn't been tested? So it's just subjective. It's because somebody threw a name and somebody put those ratios and they say, oh, it's going to go 391.51 and then it's going to go 402.61. So basically what we have for the Qs is we're trading on all-time highs with possible targets, Fibonacci at 391, which is the 127%, write it down, and then the 161.8, 161.8, whatever, is the $402 mark, right? So that gives us 389 to 402. That's another 13 points. So that's another 3 to 4% more, 3 to 4% as an upside target, right? How do we trade it? We trade in momentum, meaning if we continue doing what we've been doing for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, we just do the same. We just play whatever is strong or stronger than the market to the long side. That's it. If you think there's one day like this that you really feel like you want a short and you have a good short idea, then you take it because it's relative weakness, the market is going up and this one's going down. So by all means, if that's part of your playbook, do it, right? But the easier trades will be, and the big runners will be with the upside, right? So I'm always with the bigger move. I'm always with the market. The market is running higher. I want my A+ trades. My A+ trades will be longs because the market is making all-time highs. I'm not fighting the tape, right? So from here, we know we're going to continue playing. So the best or ideal scenario, let's say if you want to load into some swings or whatever, we'll see a pullback with tomorrow being the Fed day, whatever, you know, news. We don't know what's going to happen. What we don't want to see, and this is something that is important to touch, is once we start coming back into retesting the prior high, remember, not the prior high, not the high from yesterday, the prior high pivot, which is a 382. Once I start coming into the 382, I don't want to lose this green candle. The only reason why I don't want to lose this green candle is because this is the one that actually was bearish right here, and it closed very bullish. So this is the one that I pretty much, if you ask me, that's the glue that is holding these last 3 days together. This one right here. So under the 380, 379, I think I made, that was the last analysis that I posted last week. So under the 379.50, I'm going to start considering the Qs to be in a range. And it's going to be a tradable range, meaning that if I start going 379, I'll probably be taking shorts from there, because we're talking 370. We can absolutely test the 50 MA. So we're talking about 3%. So we're thinking from here all the way to 402, we got like 4% move. So it only makes sense that once we trigger the short, if I have another 3%, I could be able to short it, right? I'm not going to be shorting before, but I'll probably try to take the 3 or 4% retrace that we have. So that's the plan for the Qs, right? Any questions? Everybody's clear what the idea right here it is? So it's all based on what we do basically, right? So the momentum trades. So let's look at those momentum trades. So we're gonna start with probably the list that we all like, the old FANG, which I know now is like Mama or Mamang. I don't know what it's gonna call it. So Apple right here. So with Apple, we have the call for Apple, and it's been the same call forever. I think it's 141 to 151. Couldn't even make it with the earnings report. So Apple is just dead money, to be honest. If you don't believe me, just look to your left and look at the price that we were trading like 4 months ago, right? Yeah, we did make a big move up like for 7 points on $150 stock, which is nothing, right? But then we go into the longer term chart, right? I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to see the weekly chart because I want to see what we're setting up. So we did the weekly buy, but the weekly buy is not really in an uptrend. If you come in here, see it, this is pretty much like a flag formation, more like a flag formation. Let me see the monthly chart right here. Probably a monthly buy be probably a better entry, and that's where I have my alert at 153. But definitely, like I'm not too hot into Apple at this point unless we start breaking 153. So 153, we pretty much hit the prior range trade, 141, 151. I think that was a so-so trade. I mean, still made money if you did it that way, 141, 151. What I want to see is I want to see momentum, 153, 157, right? We go 153, we go 157, and then once we go over 157, we know exactly what to do, right? We're going to do a FIB from here to here, and then we're going to start calculating the bigger targets. I don't think that's going to happen, but you know, likely it's going to be like 162 for target 2. So we're going to leave it like right there. I'll be surprised if we go 153, 162, but that's like I said, I'm not too hot into Apple. Location is good. It's good. We don't have a squeeze, which is the other thing. One of the other things that I see. We went through earnings, nothing happened. So the run will be over these highs for the earning day, 153, 157. Then we start doing the analysis again. So let's go with Amazon, which I think is pretty much same story as Apple. Like nothing happens. I'm just looking at the monthly chart. This is the one that I really like in here. So we have the, again, up, sideways, up, sideways. So we are right here. I have a level right there, the 3535. So we got that 3,500. We almost go on the earnings, and now we're back into the daily point of control. I don't know for how many months they're going to continue buying, or this, like, remember guys, at this point in time, if you're familiar with the Wyckoff method, we have, this is trend, this is accumulation or distribution. If it continue higher, now we know it's accumulation, right? But right here, we don't know if these guys are distributing this stock. There's no way to know until we see the side that we pick, because this can easily be like these guys, they just bought it at 1,500, they make 100% return, and they just dump in the stock, and it can come back all the way to 24, 21. So, but that's just reading the chart, right? We know that it's a great company, whatever. But when you come into the weekly chart, we have a clear level that we don't want to lose, like the 29, the 2978, the 2800. Once we start getting under 2800, maybe trouble. Same to the long side. I like the formation right here because a lot of the volume is being done at the 3350. Look at the blue. I'm not looking at the candles right here. I'm just looking at the shaded area. And I know that this is thick, but it is 3140 by 3372. Let me write that down. So it's 3140 and 3372, right? That's like the point of control on the weekly chart. Now I go to the daily chart, and then I see that 3372 is going to put me close to the 50-day moving average. So I'm not going to get anything done on this stock until, if you want to be aggressive, wait at least until we take over the 50 MA. So I'm going to write it down, over the 50-day moving average, right? And then once we get into the momentum, which is at 3,500, then we trade it, okay? So you'll be 3,500, 3,500, 3,550, and then we go for the 3,700. Now, my favorite again, I think is still somewhat in a sideways consolidation. We got out but it's not the hottest stock. So let's go to Meta. I'm gonna get used to that. So the Meta, whatever company, Meta Platforms, AKA Facebook. So this one, what I wanted to trigger is the monthly chart. The monthly chart is at 346, pretty clear. We have the move up, sideways, Look at this. We came down all the way right into the pivot, right in here. We formed what we know was a weekly buy right here, the 200 MA. So we're triggering. The thing is that this is a pretty steep decline with all the news, with all the things that are going on, everything that's going on with the company. We all know it. We're all aware of that one. So it is not a clean buy setup on a daily or in a weekly chart. But what I want to see is, I want to see if there's some news. I thought that probably the change in the name was going to do it. I always look for a catalyst. I'm always looking for some sort of shock, to put it that way. The gaps, that's the way I trade the gaps, shock value. So probably the shock value is going to be just present when we start taking the 50 MA. So that's what I'm looking for, right? I know this is the accumulation. So if you're looking to go for a long, it's not a bad place, to be long. To be honest, I have some position from the 200 MA. So right in here, this is not bad to get in. But once we're trading momentum, and remember guys, momentum requires a market to show us something before, and then we react to what the market's doing. So for momentum, I need to see the highs. That's what I sometimes, when I'm about to take a trade, I call it and I say, guys, even though the trade is at 100, I say long over 102.50. That means I need the market, I need the stock to prove me right that is strong before I jump in. There's no sense of me anticipating and entering a stock that is not going to go up, right? So it's the same right here. It's no nonsense for me just to anticipate if I think may stall right here at 339. So let's look at Microsoft. Let's look at Facebook, especially what I want to call is the 343 monthly buy. Monthly buy. Doesn't mean you can buy before. I just told you what I'm, the biggest. So the target will be 384 and new all-time highs. right? What's going to happen? I don't know when the thing is the name and the change in the ticker. That's going to be like, I think it's December. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, December
1st.
1st.
Yeah, December 1st. So probably this month is going to be, or probably seasonality is going to make it. So yeah, 343, have an alert. I have my alerts like over today's high, over 50-day moving average, and then we start seeing why, because some things can change. We all know that, right? The volume is going to tell us if the stock is in play, and if the stock is in play, then we start playing it. Pretty simple. Let's go to Netflix now. And Netflix, I think we discussed this one pretty good last time. Anyways, this is what's going on. This is one of the bases that we love. We have the earnings coming, and then we have the move. So now all what we're doing is all-time highs and just now. For this case, what we have, look at this, sort of a 1, 2, 3 move, and now we have a 1, 2 on a monthly chart. May trigger this month. So in that case, it will be just a simple 1, 2, 3, 4 continuation. So it's not, if for some reason we don't trigger, December will be taking 700 as a long, right? So that's the thing. Is it gonna last for a month? I don't think so, but that's just, I'm just throwing that out. So this one, I'm gonna play momentum. Momentum is gonna be over 691. Let me put my alert right there. So 690.42 will give me a little bit of space so that we can work with that, and we can hit probably a 710 level right here. So let's call Netflix a momentum, pretty simple trade over 691 for 710. That's a target, right? That's only, what is it, like 20 points on a 6. So that's like a 3% move. That's not the type of move that I think. I mean, let me check the weekly, see if we can do something with the targets. So yeah, the weekly can show us probably 730, 740. So let's put 730 as a second target. So we got 691, 710, 730 for Netflix. And if it doesn't trigger, like we start pulling back, because this one can pull back all the way to 624, then we treat it as a pullback into the prior break area, right? So sort of a daily buy setup into, or a pullback buy into 650, 680. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do with Netflix. So Netflix is ideal. It's gonna be a momentum move, or I'm gonna look for a pullback in a daily chart, right, to prior pivot. So that's our Netflix, and then comes Google. And I haven't seen Google in a while. So Google is setting up pretty nice. Look at the monthly. So we have the 1, whatever, second day. This is not 1, 2, 3, so I'm not going to count it. So all I'm saying is we have this, we have the bearish formation, and we have another bullish formation that just deleted this one. So what I'm trading is, this is my bar number 1. This is my bar number 2. Which is going to be November, of course. So when I come right here, it's going to be pretty similar to what I'm thinking I'm doing with Netflix. So 29.72, 29.73. This is a target. This is an alert that I'm going to put 29.73. We go for momentum, and probably is going to take us, let me see, on a weekly, can probably put us at the 31.30 level. So 29.73, Google. 29.73. Those big numbers, they're so hard. 31.30, right? And that's just momentum, right? So that means it near all-time highs. What we want to do is we're going to see it strong that day with volume. We're going to trade it, and we take it for whatever your target is for intraday, or if you taking the swing, or you're taking the swing target, should be 31.30. Let's go Microsoft now, one of the biggest companies in the world, I think it is. And pretty impressive move. It broke prior, we have the earnings run into earnings into a new all-time high. And then the day of the earnings, we have a very bullish gap, right? With massive volume. So it was all green that day. Second day play didn't trigger, but it did the 1, 2, 3. So this is the day that we traded again. And then we have another sort of a 1, 2, 3 continuation for today. So this is just momentum, momentum, momentum. Pretty simple. We should be looking for targets, just momentum targets into a 350. So Microsoft, Momo, let's try to get it to 350. Okay. Let's do the chips. NVIDIA, I think is at all-time highs too. So this is pretty much the same chart. If you come back to Microsoft, I don't know if we discussed this one the last time, but they were like pretty much like the market, like right here trying to make it. If you remember the market, that's exactly what we were trying to do. Like 5 days ago, look, the market was right here. This is 1, 2, 3, 5 days ago. That's what I follow the Qs, guys, because I trade mostly NASDAQ stocks most of the time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we just run for 5 days, especially Microsoft. So that was relative strength to the market. And we knew it was going to be also NVIDIA because it's the metaverse and all the stuff, the chips, most advanced stuff. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. And this is like, look at this. This is a gap up on huge volume. So that's a continuation gap that we should look. After 3 or 4 days, we got the setup. That's momentum. So from here, all we want to do is like, we can look for a pullback, but once again, like if we come back in here, this is just a fib number, right? So probably where I have level is actually is the same price, 251. Look at here. So we do have some volume, interesting volume right here at 251. So I want to make sure we don't lose that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw my dogs right there. And now I guess you're all familiar that I use dogs for when I want embarking when somebody's coming to visit and I need to, oh, I don't have my dogs in here. Forget it. Okay, I have it in my other save screen. So anyways, so what I want to see is like if we start coming down, if I get an entry, right? Otherwise, NVIDIA, another one. Don't hate me for that, but that's the way to trade this one. So it's just momentum trading over 266. We should go 290 and 300. NVIDIA, Momo, over 267, 280, 300, right? Then we go with the market. These are market stocks clearly. Let's see AMD. AMD, we were waiting for a buy on a weekly chart. I think it was that was exactly what we were waiting on the last meeting. Sort of a buy, sort of a buy. We say it was not perfect because we were just breaking. So come to look at this, right? So we have the move, we have the slightly move up. I think we captured this move that was the move into the 80s, right? And then we just dead sideways, and then we got another move like into the 120s. I think it was right here. So that move, of course, it was like from 80 to 120. That's a 40-point move. That's a 50%. You will need a pullback, guys. It's just not going to continue flying. So you take your profits. I know we did that. Like 118, a lot of people took profits 115, 118, 120, whatever, doesn't matter. What it matters is that we came back. So look at the volume right here. So we have a base. Now we have a base. We have a good solid base over a prior base, right? Look at the level, the 98, 99, 100 right here. So this is your entry. If you that type of trader, so you trade the range, this is your entry. And now where we are, we just into momentum again, all-time highs. Trying to fly again. This is a weekly chart, so we should look at 140, 150 for AMD. Some momentum. 140, 150. And I went a little long explaining how the market, where the market was and how we traded, just to make sure everybody gets it. Because from here is like, I don't want you guys to get confused that all we do is just buy the highs and just hope we continue going higher. It's just the moment that we're trading. It's just the fact that we're in a powerful uptrend, that the market is at all-time highs, that apparently all the news are good. Everything's running. So if that's what we got to do, that's what we got to do. So that's what we will do. We just play it, right? So let's see MU. I know MU, we were looking for a sort of a reversal trade. Hasn't triggered yet. I know we said, I think it was like 60 for 75. It's a small trade, guys. It's 7-8%. So don't, I mean, like, unless I see like big volume calling my name, like, hey, today's a day when this one's going to go. However, check this out. This is why we actually keep talking about MU. This is the this is the monthly chart. So I want the monthly chart trigger over 71.81, right? So MU is a monthly buy over 71.81, right? In the ideal world, we should see that this is like a move from 42 to 90. So this is like 45 points minus 25. That's a little bit too steep. So this is like a 60% retracement. So we should not be making new highs. So we don't need to make new highs. So probably 80 is like a safe target that we should be able to reach. And when we come right here, we know that 74 is going to have some volume right here. So if we're doing this trade, probably the 71.24, you know, is the 50 MA, but we can take it over 71.81. We go for 74, which is like nothing, but that's point of control. And you guys know that I respect point of control a lot. So that'll be my target one. And once we start going over 74.81, 74.80, 74.50, I'm going to be looking at that one because we may hit the 80. And that's probably a better trade for me. Like I'd rather get that 10% than the first 3 or 4%. And, you know, still I'm under the point of control. So unless I get the news, I don't want to trade the MU. But if I start going over point of control, 74 to 80, by all means, play the monthly chart. The monthly chart is telling you 781, 71, 71.81. You can take it for 74 and then for 80. 2 targets. I'll give you there. So that's MU. Then we did the payments. I'm not sure if payments are in play. Yeah, they are. They are to the short side. So what do we have for PayPal? What's going on with PayPal? I thought they were in crypto and I thought they were like making it with crypto, but apparently there was some news in here. Absolutely. I don't remember what the news was, but this type of volume has to be news related, right? So this is news, bad, tested prior support, second day on news, pretty bad. So right in here, they gap it up, back up, squeezing the shorts, I bet, and then just continue. So this is a downtrend. You know, that's the only thing I can tell. That's a downtrend. Would I be trying to pick a bottom on that one? I don't think so. Look to your left, and when we come right here, we see that 232 was probably the last. You know, we can probably have a bounce at the 224, but I don't have a lot of volume right here. All I have is these tails right here that suggests that there were buyers. Based on the candles, there were buyers in here, but the volume is right here, 232. So actually, this could be interesting if you really want to go short. This could be a short on the 232. Let me write that down. PayPal on the 232, please do momentum because we're far from the entry. Ideal entry would have been based on the way I trade. This is resistance. You break resistance, or you short right here, or you short the retest of resistance. I should be short like from 250. So for 232, 231, I understand it could continue going lower, but it's not the place where I want to put all of my eggs right there, like bet that house that is just going to dump. So I'll probably take it very lightly, very carefully. But if we continue trading on the 232, like a sideways, and it gives me like a really good entry, we can probably take 227. 224 is target 1, right? We can see it right here, probably these levels right here. So 234, 223, let's call it 223, 224. That's the same thing, by the way. And then, wow, I don't have anything. Probably 210, 210 and 200. Remember, guys, when I called the Facebook short, that nobody pay attention because the market was so strong, but the chart is telling us something. So we just trade the chart, not the opinion. I like Facebook. I don't have a problem with Facebook. But when it's time to short it, I short, right? Same happens with Apple. I don't mind Apple, but if it's time to short, I'll short it, right? So let's look at Square. Let's see where we stand with Square. So Square is just a whole mess. Let me take this off. That means that I've been like trying to make sense. When you see all of those drawings and all of those lines, that means, oh, this guy's been trying to figure out Square. Well, I haven't been able to. And the reason why I haven't been able to is because we don't have a crystal ball and the chart is not telling me anything. Like now, if you see something in here, please let me know, because I can see anything right here, right? So what do we have? We have probably a big wide range bar. So 220, I mean, range, wide range, I'm sorry, 227 to 289. So if you can get it around 230 and we have a good entry, we can probably trade it for 290, you know, a test. But yeah, I think this is just a range. So I'm going to call it a range, wide range, SQ 230 and 290, right? And I know that doesn't make a lot of sense as a call, but what if market decides to give us a 2-day pullback hard, and then we have like 2-day pullback, and then we have a hammer right here, and then we have into the news, the earnings, and this thing is like at 220, 230. Probably you're going to see the next day gapping up at 250, and we ride it from 250 to 290, and that's a good trade. Now, just a crazy idea. I don't know if it's going to happen because I'm just speculating, whatever. So that's square. We have a firm, which is one that was really in play up until probably like last meetup. So this is what's going on, guys. This is what's going on with AFRM. So AFRM was an IPO. Everybody started talking about it. You know, they got some partnership with Amazon, if I can remember. Then they did some partnership with Costco, and I think that was probably it. That was it, right? So everybody was accumulating at the 70s. So everybody's happy. They just make like 100 points on a $70 stock. So that should be enough for a hedge fund to make the whole year and next year too. So that was an amazing trade for whoever got it, right? So that was a gap up, sideways gap is strong, and now we're sideways up. So we know how to trade this one. I love to trade this type of setup. So let me remove that one. I'm going to do a 160, 166. I'm just going to show you what I do. Just, you know, feel free to do it. It's kind of a cool thing. I do it right here, and I put a green line right there, because when I have one of these setups, I want to make sure that if it's called at 160, when I load my intraday chart, I know 165 is a green line. So what he's telling me is like, hey, if we break that line, you better hold, because we're going probably 180 and 190. So I want to be part of that move for sure. At least I'll try, right? So what I want to see for a firm, I want to see a breakout play on a daily chart. That's a daily breakout play. Haven't called one yet. So this is my first one, daily breakout play over 166. Remember, one of the things that I get a lot of DMs and people asking me and calling everything a breakout. And the first thing you got to ask is like, what are you breaking out for? Right? Are you in a sideways? Do you have a range? Do you have something that you can break out of? And the way I do it is I want to see volume. I want to see involvement. I want to see indecision. I want to see like these guys. There's a battle right here. You see red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. So whoever's involving here, these guys, the red ones, they think we're going back into 133, right? The green ones, I don't know who's going to be right. Why? Because I don't see any patterns in here as far as the volume. So I'm not getting any clues. So I'm not buying ahead of that. So all I can do is wait for them to show me that they want to take it over 165, 166. If we get some news, if we get some other partnership, now they're going to be doing a partnership with whoever, I'm probably going to get it. So that's where we go 165. Where are we taking this one? So we could do some FIP work in here, but I don't think this is like, if we take it from here to here, the pullback is like less than, what is it, 20 points after running 100. What is it, 100 points, 20 points. So it's a 20% pullback. So this thing, if the last move was 108 to 165, that was 65 points. So just on ATRs, we can probably hit like the 200 mark, right? The 200 mark. So just play it 166, you can call 180, 185, and then say 200 psychological level, and then 220. But this is something that we have to keep like a close look into. So let me do what I do for when I don't want to miss a trade, or at least try not to miss a trade. So I put alerts, plenty of alerts, all the alerts that I can do, right? Okay, so that's a firm. So we have it in a daily breakout play over 166, target probably 180, 200, two targets right there. I had Clover, but I don't think that one's even trading anymore. Yeah, that's like nothing. So let's move into Chinese. We did last time, right, Kyle?
Yes.
Okay. So BABA. So for BABA, don't remember. I don't have my notes here, and I don't think we have the time. So let's just speed it up. So what we have for BABA, okay, let's see if we can make sense of what's going on with BABA. So we have a massive move. Look where we are. There's a lot of volume right here. And I think we talk about probably a pullback into the point of control. Especially this is a monthly point of control. So what we're looking is 5 years of trading. So there's a lot of money right here in the 166 and 185, 186 price level for BABA. So here's what I really want. I really wanted to close over that 185, 186. We haven't. We almost triggered, right? We didn't. So that's one. So I want to go 186 to 200 based on the monthly chart. So that's a BABA at monthly point of control over 186 for the 200. That's going to be a quick trade, right? If it works. If it works, that's going to be a quick trade. By the way, I just saw that 212, it's the daily point of control. So that's going to be your target too, in case we get a really good move. 186, 200, 212. Wow. Now, the problem is that we're still under the monthly point of control, right? And we're still under, like, some people say, how do you know if it's in a downtrend? If the stock is below the 200 MA, it's usually in a downtrend, right? Now you're under the 200, on the point of control, under the 50 MA, we just crossed under the 20 MA. So safe to say that this is still in a downtrend. So this is still, you know, we should still be looking to short this stock. So if you're a momentum trader, you can take this one under 162, under 160 for 140. And I'm saying if you're a momentum trader, because you got to be with the trend, right? The trend is to the downside for this stock. So it should, you know, we could probably test. Yeah, what did I say? 160, 140. Yeah, look at here, 160, 140. So BABA stays, it's a short watch, or reversal once we go over the monthly point of control. So we got both sides on that one. JD, we used to follow it. He had a really good day. I think it was what's today? Tuesday, right? So sorry guys, because I was sick, so I didn't trade yesterday. So yeah, Monday. So that means yesterday we have a good day, right? So here's a good day with a big move. Where's the volume? So that's an anomaly. You guys know that's an anomaly when, you know, the price is not supported or confirmed by the action, by the volume action. So basically, you know, for people that trade only price, this could be a big problem because they're going to be right here. Oh, that's a buy, and they buying at $81, and there's no buyers right there. So the next day they gap it down to 80, and now they stop, right? So keep an eye on this one because I want to see how we start reacting to probably the $81, $82, right? The only reason is I want to see volume, and we've been looking at this monthly buy, and what it's been is like it's setting up, but we haven't had the break. We haven't had the volume just yet, right? When you come right here, they try it, but this is like gapping up a little bit higher than average volume right on that day. But I don't buy it right, you know, like when you're running from 70 and you're going to be the guy paying $85 to try to break to new all-time highs. That's just like low trades for me. So I'd rather wait for the pullback. Now I'm watching this one. At least this is telling me something, right? Like, they moved, they were able to move the price yesterday. I want to see volume. Once I see volume, we can take it. Probably 82, 87, right? 90. So JD, volume is key, okay? Over 82.50 Momo. For 87, let's call it 88, 87, 87, 88, 90, 95. Okay. Make a note on that one. And I think we have BIDU. That's the last one of the whatever they do in China, right? Pretty much that looks like there was like some news yesterday on, look at this one too. Put a nice green bar, not a lot of volume. At least this was slightly above the average. I like the monthly chart right here. Again, we're setting up. There's a lot of volume, not point of control-ish like on BABA, but still, look, if we continue trading here, likely this volume, it's right there. It's about to become the monthly point of control. So once we go, I think 182, we got to watch it. So 182 is up here. That's where I have my alert. Can you trade it from 170 to 182? Absolutely. You have the Cayman right here, or alligator right here. So you could technically do a range trade. So let's put BIDU on a range trade between 170.50 to, so I give you a lot of plays to 180.50, right? And then once we go with 186, we turn into the monthly chart. Over 186, we go into the monthly chart. And then we go probably 190, and that's where probably the monthly ideally is going to catch up, right? 225. Sort of a reversal trade. Just put alerts right there. If we happen to find it, fine. If we're not, no big deal. I'm going to move into the electric vehicles. One of my favorite stocks, I know, absolutely. So I think go back to what we said, like, I think it was like a month ago that I say, if you want to short it right here, be my guest, but I'm not going to do it. I just want to go long and hold it. So I think we nailed all the targets that we have on this one. This is not a bearish pattern, guys. I don't care what they do. I don't know what they do. I don't know if the cars are ugly or beautiful or whatever it is. This is not a stock that is being sold. This is a stock that is being accumulated. So you need to be long this thing. Okay. So now we have the breakout. And now the question is, where do we get back in, right? Where do we get back in? Why? Because we just had a monthly. Remember, guys, we've been talking about this monthly point of control and this monthly setup for months, like 3 or 4 months, like 7-11. I think then he gave us another entry, like at 800, 810, 800, 805. That was the next entry right here. See my green line. Then we have the next entry, which was like 900. Then we knew like psychological could hit 1,000, and then we get 1,000, another 20%. Like when it hit 100, remember we said about that one about AMD. When it hits 100, usually it goes to 120. So AMD hit 100, it goes to 122. I don't know if you remember that one. I can show you in the chart. Right? I think it was it this one right here? Yeah, 100. Once you hit 100, 122, 120. That's another 20%. So I don't know if it's something like prophecy, like something like what they do with the Fibonacci's we're talking about. That's subjective, right? Nobody knows what to do. So that's basically what they say. Oh, it hits like a round number, it goes another 20%. So big number, right? So now we are at the 20%. So what do I want to see? I want to see a pullback, of course, so that I can get back in. So we're thinking probably, look at the volume right here. This is good volume, guys. So 1080 to 11 should be a level to watch. 1080 to 11. So those are my alerts. So I want to see a pullback. So Tesla, let's put it right here. Tesla, of course, the main call is a momentum trade, right? I don't even need to tell you that, but I'm going to tell it so it's on the record. So over 1210, and we should hit 1328 probably. 1328. That's another 120 call points. So that's 10% more for Tesla. By the way, it went up. What was it this month? Like 50 something percent? 50% this month. Okay, so that's good. So now, or I want to see a pullback that tests pivot, prior pivot. Pivot is the prior high, or in this case, I want to call it this one a pivot because it was a high for 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 days, right? So this was a high for 1, 2, 3 days. So this is a pivot. becomes a pivot for me. And then I also have the volume confirmation right here. So that's a level for me. That's I'm gonna put it right here because then I'll forget. 1075. I'm gonna be looking at that level. I'm gonna put a different green, right? Because what I want is I'm not coming from below. So what I want is I want to see it from the when I'm coming down, and that's just some tools that I use so that I like in the heat of the battle, I know exactly what the structure that I'm looking. I know if I see a green like this type of green, like apple green, whatever, I know I'm coming from bottom, so I'm looking for a pullback. So that's sort of my entry instead of the other green that I see it from the bottom, and I know if I break it, that's for a momentum trade. So I want to see that one. Prior pullback to test the prior high, which is 1080. So that's 1080. And you know, this can be done like, you know, like Tesla can move pretty easily, especially after 50%. So it can pull back. Here's the other one that we've been, I don't know how much I've been touting does this one, but this is like supposedly it's going to be the next, you know, the biggest electrical vehicle bit behind Tesla. So that's fundamentals. So for Ford, when was earnings? Oh, earnings was last week, right? So they got the good earnings. It's all-time highs as far as I can see. Like the last 5 years, it's all-time highs, $18, $18.88. So I think this is just momentum. Nothing much we can do. The accumulation zone is pretty clear right there. We just broke out of a range. Like if you think, when we want to think how far this can go, think of this as a base. So it took it almost 6 months, I think, for this base. This pullback, come right here. This is $3 all the way to 16. Solid 3-month pullback. Monthly buy right here at 14.15, and I think that was probably the last time we talked about this one. It was like at 14, like we were over point of control. And I gotta check my records because I keep records for every call that I made in here, but I know that probably the call was like 14 for 16 and then 18 and 20. So we still got some juice into this one, I think. So probably goes to 20 and 25 bucks. So keep an eye on Facebook, I'm sorry, on Ford, right? Momentum trade targets into the 20 and 25, right? What's the other trade that I do that you guys know what I do that I love to do? If we start coming back and we pull back into the $16, $17, I'm going to probably take some more stock options, whatever it is that you trade, you can buy into the 17 as long as the 17 we don't break. Why? Because once we break, we probably hit the 16. So that's going to be like a big stop for a $17 stock. So just let it test and confirm the move. So in that case, we're going to be looking for a pullback to $17 or a pullback to $17. Again, with a bad market, some bad news, you know, the raise interest rates, we don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen. So all we can do as traders is have a game plan. That's what I call, like, you need to have a game plan. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We wish it just goes up like 1,000 points and we're long everything and we just make a whole bunch of money, but that's not real. So that's Ford, that's Tesla, and let's go to the other ones. I am pretty fast. So NIO, I think for NIO, we're still waiting to break that 50-day MA. Look what's going on right here. So probably what's gonna waiting is they're waiting to make some more money of selling the overpriced options, I think, for the people that want to gamble into. Earnings. So when's the earnings? 11/9. So we still got 7 days. So this one, I'll trade it if we see 42.73, and it's the only one I have on my wish list. On my watch list, I'll probably go 72, 74, 75, 45. I'm sorry. So 43, 44, 45. No call for this one due to earnings and boring price so far. So let's see XPEV, because I think this one was a little better than the NIO. Let me see NIO just one last time because I didn't check the monthly. This was going on in monthly, right? We're in a range, wide range. So the range is 33 to 56. So keep an eye on that one. Just write it down. NIO 33 for 56, right? All we need is an entry. All we need is an entry. So we're waiting for that. XPEV. XPEV. So for XPEV, what we have is like 1 to 3 months, we make a new all-time high, whatever. That was when it went crazy. Came back, sort of hammer right here, pull back. This is higher low. This is my first higher low right here. So I got a pivot right here. So what I want is I want the 50 be taken, right? What's the high of this month? Is like 51.54. So once we go 50, okay, the 50 is the level that everybody can see, right? That's the last 2 months. So we take 50, we take it, right? 51.54 can start bringing some more people, because once we clear 51.70, 52, I think we go to 60, 58, 60. So that's a big one. So for XPEV, let's do some Momo over $50. Of course, it's 49.55 if you see it, but I doubt it. Probably they gap it up, and then pre-market is going to be like 50, 50, 50. So 50 is a safe place to put it. And then we go, I want to take this high, which is 51.71. So over 50, over 51.71. And then I move into my monthly chart. I want to see probably a 56 and a $60 call. So due to the fact that we're in this channel, and you know that I use it as a reference point, that's like 3 standard deviations. So I don't think we're going to go too far past 54. So I think for that trade, at least intraday, if you get 51.71, go 51.50. But as a swing or as another couple days hold, we go, I'm going to stick with 54 and 60. Okay, so that's XPEV. Let me just double check the weekly. Probably we're missing something. Yeah, this is the other thing, guys. And I noticed this one working with some of the guys that were asking me about this trade. And I say it's been 1, 2, 3, 4 days into right here. Look at the level. So what are the chances you're going to break after 4 weeks going up on a day with so-so volume? Unless you have massive volume, I think it was around these days, it's not going to break. Probably here, because that's a high. So it was decent volume, but it was to the red side. So top one, wait for the break. Over 50, over 51.71, 52 for intradays, 54. End of the day, 60 for swings. Earnings coming too. So that's XPEV. FSR, I know we had it, then we dropped it, and then I think it moved last week. Friday, Monday, Thursday, Monday, it moved. So yeah. So where are we here? Earnings 11.3. So that's tomorrow. So no call on Fisker earnings. We check the earnings, we check the daily gap, and we make a decision if it's a bullish gap, bearish gap, whatever. Lucid is another one, beautiful trade. This one was spectacular. I think it was Christopher that put it in the radar for us in the chat room. That's why you guys, if you're not already involved with us, you should be there, because you never know when things are going to start moving. So I'm going to give you a little bit more of how to find these trades. So because people say like, oh, it was so random. They just move it out there like so random. And I'm like, no, it's not random. They've been accumulating this thing for long, right? Problem is that we don't know when it's going to go. So we have massive accumulation right here at 24. So we can all see it right here. You can see it here. If not, you can see it here. If not, you can see it right here. If not, you can see it here. If not, you can see it here. We just fired, squeeze last week. Before, it was 17 weeks in a squeeze, meaning zero volatility for the most part. What we have is we have 4 days, 4 weeks where we tested the high, and then we pull back and we put a lower high right here. I just show you a lower high on one of the other stocks that we just discussed, and I say check that one because that's the lower high. That's the lower high. That's one of the things. So this is a new buy setup right here inside our range. I like to trade that one What I'm going to be is I'm going to be paying attention for accumulation, right? I'll be lying to you if I tell you that I was aware of the trade coming into here. However, when they put it in my screen and I saw the pattern, I said, this is just a longer term breakout. This thing can go crazy. So I think we called 29, 30, 35, and 40, and we hit it on the same day. Here's the high, 39.81, 20 cents of the high, $40. So yes, it can happen if you're in the right stocks. What you need to know also is that if you go and you trade in Lucid, you should know that you have a 27% short interest. You have a massive accumulation. You have a massive short position against it. You have 3 days, increased volume, closing near the highs, right at the breakout point. Whenever you see volume and you see volume intraday, hold. It can go really crazy. I'm not sure if that's the one that they hold. I don't remember, because I was in a trade that they hold it also, but I don't remember if it was this one. So Lucid, where do we go from here? That was the main question, right? So where do we go from here? Because that's the money's going. So now what I'm looking for Lucid is I want to see how we treat this breakout play, right? So we're talking 28. So we don't have many volume right here, that much volume, because it was so extended that we really don't have volume. Like when you come right here, once we start breaking 33, it can go down all the way to 28. So 33 to 28, that's like a 13% short. Pretty good short, if you ask me. Now, what I'm looking is, I'll say we probably start drifting or something. When I hit this 35.45, I'm going to use it as a buy setup. So Lucid is a modified entry on my daily chart over 35.50, 36. Here's something I do. Once I start getting into these candles, right, it's pretty much like the trade is no longer mine. That's what I have my 36.70 right there. Like, what is that? What's that supposed to mean? Like, once I go in here, it's sort of a red dog reversal sort of thing. So I tend to think that we usually go and test at least the 39 and 40. So once I go over 36, I go for 36 and 40. Okay, that's the only reason I'll do a trade like that. I don't want to get 0.50 cents right there. I'm trying to get like 3 points, like 10, 15% move, and see if there's like, I know it gets updated, but I'm just checking out whatever number was yesterday, and it was like 27%. So I think we still got a lot of short interest over there that it hasn't been covered. So let's do, so that's the EVs. How are we on time? We still got like 20 minutes. So let's do hot stuff. How's that? That was hot, at least for the last time, right? So let's do Fastly. So Fastly was trying to, this is so hard to trade. This one's like crazy hard. However, this is what I'm looking, not really a buy setup, because basically we did this and then we did a second with a lower high. So we have a lower high right here, and then we broke. So this is a low. We try to make a high, we just make a lower low. So this is complicated, right? If we don't know, come to the 200 right here. We're still under 200. So it's technically in a downtrend, right? So what I'm trying to do is like, yeah, I understand, like we cross the 50 MA, we cross the daily point of control. Ideally, should have been long for 40 to 60. That will be the trade. Now, right here, what we're trying to capture is that little pop that we can get, which is not that little. Because if we get 7 points right there, it's going to be 15%, which is pretty good move for me. Look at all the overhead that we have at 73, at 64. But we may have yeah, like a 15% move right there. So let's keep an eye on this one. Could be tomorrow, by the way. Over 53 for 58 and 60. And this is Fastly. Sort of a daily breakout on a reversal, right? And we see why, right? Because we just make a low. Now we sort of broke the 50 MA and now we're consolidating right at the highs for over a week, almost 2 weeks now. So once we start taking this one out, I will assume that these guys were actually paying out for the stock, right? Whoever was right was right. So they were probably going for 15%. So yeah, put it as a daily breakout play in a reversal monthly chart. So 53 for 70, is that what I say? 53 for 53, 58, 60, 53, 58, 60. Yeah, that could work tomorrow, actually. So that's a Fastly. We have the WOOF last time too. I know it was hot. So last meeting was a 19. So it was around here, 18, 19. So the 1, 2, 3 didn't work. Took like half a week and now we're right here. Monthly chart, interesting. Ideally, we wouldn't have gone over 25, but yeah, no big deal right there. Not a lot of volume done. I think WOOF is also a high short. Let me just double check that one here pretty fast. And 37%, my God, 37%. So let's make a note of that one, please, guys. So we know that if we see a squeeze, because it looks like it's gonna come back for the holidays, just in time for the holidays. So 37%. So all we need to do is check that 25, 26 tomorrow. Let's see if they decide to do something stupid with WOOF. So target, of course, everybody's going to be looking at the 27 and everybody's going to be looking at the 29. 26 has some volume right here, but we should hit 29. Yeah. WOOF, daily breakout play, high short interest over 25.40, 25.50, 25.60, 25.65, doesn't matter because we're going for 27 and 29. Okay, so that's the WOOF. We had XFIX, which I never traded, to be honest. That one's still down there, still needs to prove something's going on with that one. So we'll probably see it over once we start hitting 35, 37 for 40. It could work, but it's just, I don't think we got better things to do. AMAT was on that list too. So for AMAT, I'm waiting for 145, right? It's a monthly chart that I'm trading on AMAT. AMAT, I won the 145 momentum trade breakout play on a monthly. Can we be traded below before? Yeah, of course, 142, 145, but you know, to 3 points, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of stocks that can give us 3 points intraday. So no need to overload our systems, and our records, or however you keep track of that. CHWY, I know it's asked as a pullback or as a reversal. Well, yeah, we did pull back 61.8%. We have a hammer formation right there at the what is it, 80? No, $60 mark. So right here, you were paying attention. Well, that was probably your trade if it's in your playbook, right? I have it right there, but didn't even hear the alert. So in here, what do we do? So do I love the monthly? I don't love the monthly. But if we start going over 80, it's a 10% move. We start going over 80. So we're talking about at least the 200 MA. I think it's going to get interesting once we start going over or trading near the 200 MA. Like at least changing, especially if we go over the 50 over the 20. Yeah, 82 for 90 for, but it's not a big, I mean, not a big fan of that one. OCGN, not sure if we talked about that one last time. I hope we did, because this is like high short interest, massive accumulation. Look at the monthly chart. This is what we love. We did it all the time last year. That was one of the main ways that we actually had a great year. So we have the massive accumulation. We have this formation. Look at the base right here. Pretty cool. So I know it was cold in the room for a couple days. So still a swing watch. Targets, target one, I think it was 16, 18. I don't remember. Probably Mish remember because we had that one. So I think it's like 16, 18, and then 20. And then if it gets stupid, it goes like $35, right? How do we get into this one, right? That's the main question. So today we have a nasty move down. Look at that. It trades horrible, by the way. So be very careful when you're doing, like, especially with the options and everything. However, the volume is huge. So this is actually a second day play, right? 16, 18, 16, 28. And I'm looking for a break of, no, that's target one, 1942. OCGN, second day for a target of 1940, right? Over 1950, or give it like probably 20 cents because it trades crazy. 1970 over 1970. Now we enter into the $20 to $23 target. Okay. So that's the call for OCGN. Be careful, guys. If you haven't traded before, be careful because it's tough to trade, but it pays. It absolutely pays. Here's our 1877. Actually, let me modify that one because we can probably take it. I was saying over 1950. So from today's high to 1877, that's target one. Modified target one, 1877. Target two, 1940. Intra to swing, 1950, 1970 for 23. Okay, that's OCGN. We just heard the news. This is a high short 1, 2. So this is just crazy, guys. This is just crazy. What's the price now? $29, $32. So let's see if technical analysis works, right? $32. You see where this line is? Green. I'm sorry. Has been there for, I don't know how many months, probably a year. It's 34. So when you come right here, you see all the volume right here. That's between 30 and 34. I mean, we're talking about 100% move. I'm not going to fight over 5 to 10%, right? So we're right at pretty much target. So let's watch it for 1 or 2 days and let's see what happens. Because I wasn't trading yesterday. I wasn't trading today, but this is like huge. This is like huge, guys. This is huge. This is huge. See if the weekly is telling us something. I mean, we were right at the accumulation zone, 1440. So yeah, tough to get it. Tough to get it. Would have been beautiful, but it was not easy one. So triple BY, watch it tomorrow. 34 over 35 of 40. This is a gap play, so it will need to be analyzed before the market opens. Watch pre-market action, watch volumes, make sure it's not a 1% gap, all that stuff. So this one, it's all over the news today. So I think the guys trading the monthly chart knew exactly what they were doing. Look at the monthly chart. This one, we didn't even have it in our radar because this is a monthly buy over 98. Pretty clear, guys. Pretty clean right here. 98, go long. So 98, go long, and you make like 500%, 400, 500%. My God. Well, so what do we do from here? Wait till give us an entry. Not much. I'm just going to keep it in the record so we know that next time we're gonna be looking at that one. Let's see fuel cell. Let's look at the alternative power, which is being hot. Fuel cell gave us a nice move on big volume, and then the pullback to the 50 MA. Tested the 50 MA, try to break. I think it was yesterday, and today looked like could have been probably sort of a second day watch. But this is what's interesting, guys. This is a monthly chart. I like the monthly chart. So this is a monthly buy that we triggered today. 905. Actually, we triggered it yesterday. Yep. So this is a monthly chart. So we should be seeing 1257, right? So what I want to see is like FCEL. I'm going to put it on my monthly chart. That's the one I want to trade. But since we can trade intraday too, so let's look at over 10 for, what is it, 1070, I think it is, 1060. Yeah, my memory failed me right there. Over 1060, we go 1270, which happens to be in a daily chart. But what I like too, yeah, that's what it is, 1270. Once we clear that one, 1560. What's FCEL short interest? Let me see. FCEL 17%. So it's okay. It's to the high side. I consider over 15 to be high, but 30 is like OCGN. Be careful. So 17, yeah, might be good. So where's my cheat sheet? Right here, FCEL. So FCEL's on watch over 10, over 1070 for 1270. Let me put some yellow color on that one. Over 10, 1060. Make a note that 1060 is the 200 MA. So that's probably a scalp, more of a scalp. 10 to 1060, and then the real move comes for 1270 and 1560. Plug. So plug is a monthly chart, triggered a monthly buy, and then we're just doing a continuation pattern right here. So 38 was the entry right here. $37, $38 right here. So that's exactly where we closed end of the month, which was Friday. So the trigger on a monthly chart was yesterday. So this is long. And then what do we do here? So what I want to see in plug is I want to see the monthly chart you take over. Let me see the weekly. Let's see if we get some. That's the problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks up into. Yeah, I may need to cool off a little. I probably got it. We should look for 35. Should look for 35, 37. Not thinking on shorting it, just thinking on throwing the dogs out. Let me know when it's close to the door. And then I start looking for price action, refer to my monthly chart, refer to the chart, the market, how's the market doing, and see if I want to take. Now, if we go over 42.95, simple, momentum trading, right? So over 42.95 is just a Momo, just to keep in notes, just for the records, but I want to see it on a pullback into 36, 37. Right, to play a monthly buy +1. Say monthly buy because we trigger already. So trigger right here +1. So that's how I know when I call it. First solar. We're still trying to get into this one. Oh my God. Sideways move. Beautiful pattern. It's just, I don't like trading this stock, to be honest, guys. So supposedly this is the daily break, and look, it's a red bar, and then the following day is like green engulfing, and then it's like 1 to 3 days good. So yeah, it looks good. So 123 momentum, first solar, not loving it. SPWR, and that was look pretty similar to what plug did. So this is the other thing, guys. You gotta be like, when you notice a sector, please let us know. Like with a sector like we should have known since, what is it, November, October, like September, that October was setting up in the monthly chart for pretty much all of the energies, right? And guess what happened, right? It was like the president was sending us, I mean, he passed the bill and everything. So I don't know who knew it, but a lot of people knew it, right? And then they trigger right here at the 30. So ideally, next time we should be buying at 30 so we can sell it for 50% return. But look at the important thing, because I know a lot of us spend a lot of time on the 30, on the 15, on the 2 minute, on the 1 minute chart, whatever it is. Look at the monthly, look at the weekly. That's where the big money is. That's what they're doing. So basically they were telling us, hey, by the way, it's going to be a move for energies. So that's the plug. End phase. Okay. So for end phase, better looking. I just learned that I think this is like a residential solar play or whatever. So look at the move on this one. This is like a monthly and beautiful monthly setup. This is a base, so it was a bullish base. Didn't even have that much of a pullback. This is a higher low, by the way, guys. This is a pivot. This is a higher low, 150. So 150, 225, 230. It continues. This one's probably the better looking one. Let me look at the weekly chart and tough one, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks up. So unless we see major momentum coming into this one, be careful, right? Because what I want to see is probably a retest of the, well, we did today. The 227 was tested today. So probably 227, 226. If we get it again, that's probably going to be it. But over 240, we got 260, 280. So oh, that was because of earnings. Now remember, over 240. Let's go for 260. Just over a wimpy like 8% target, but yeah, that could be one. 260, 280 then. Right, at least for 10%. There's some other stocks that I know you guys have to ask me. So here's the OSTK Overstock. This used to be like a crypto play some time ago, but bueno, I don't even know what's this about. What I know is that there was like earnings. Apparently they were really good and they were buying the stock. So boom, second day nothing, third day nothing. We have this. So the trade was 97 for 100. That's where we are today. Here's a 102. So let's look if we can actually break. So we have, this is a bullish formation right here. 103, 109, 110. Yeah, it's good for another 10%. So Momo over 103 for 113, target 1. $103, 113, target 1. And then what is this? Reference level. Oh, that's the 113. Yeah, 113, 130. That'll be all-time highs. Okay. Do I see a squeeze? I don't see a squeeze. I see 4 weeks coming up, monthly, daily. Granted, I mean, like we have the massive move on earnings, so something's up for sure, and they're paying up. So let's see if they can break it. So 103 will tell us 102.75, 103. So Cassava, I know this was I think this is high short too, right? This is high short. I haven't traded. I know we did the research. 25% short. So this is a high short. HS, high short. Of what do we do with Cassava? So the monthly, the problem is like it's not a clean because of, look what they did at 146. That was like some couple months ago, actually, that were when I started hearing about Cassava, and that was like, so definitely a big green bar, definitely big volume. So they couldn't hold it. So apparently we're still in this range, right? Pretty clear. We can see the range right there. So that's going to be my range now. Pretty simple. These were buyers. We need to step up and break out from here. So 69.70, 80, 100. SAVA, over 69.70, 80, 100. Now, let's look at the weekly pretty fast. Here's the volume. Volume is at like 49. Wow. 50 MA is at 50. So if we're chasing at 70, we're paying 20 points over 50. That's a 50%. This is tough. I like that the 20 is at 72. This has to be momentum, guys. I don't have reference points. I'm just like reference points is 50. So we can get it at 50, but then if I get it at 50, that means I have like 20 points of people trapped in here. Tough one, because Momo tells me that I need to wait for 69. My other side of my trading style tells me that I gotta wait for $50 and buy it at 50. So let's call that a range between 50 and 70, and I'm gonna take the breakout play over $70. So anybody wants to take it at 50, let me know. I may join you. And FUBO TV. So earnings is coming. I like the monthly a lot. I think we have the green line right there at 35.46. So it's a little higher than 35.09. So 35.46. We're about to get there. You see it weekly now. Yeah, that's a level from the weekly. 35.46 for 40. 35 for 40. So FUBO 35.46 for 40. Can it happen before earnings? When's the earnings? 11/9. We got 7 days. So volume today was not good. Yesterday we had good volume, but not today. So
Check the intraday on that one.
See,
because they bought it into the close.
Oh, I guess what you're saying. Yeah, but still, since the volume was done at the close, and it was not like it was this bar right here. That's a bigger volume, right? Here.
Right.
So those guys were buying 32. So tomorrow we're gonna see it at 34.50. So I'll play momentum over 34.82, which is my green line right here. So over 30, yeah, I'll get it if someone want to take it like 34.40, 34.50 into 34.82. Totally agree with that. I'll probably do that too. But the main thing, based on what we were just discussing today, is be aware that 34.82 will trigger a longer time frame. So if we go 34.80, we probably go, what do I say? 34.80, 35.46, and then we go for $40. Could be interesting, actually. Yeah. Yep. It's a watch. Absolutely. And thanks for bringing this up, because on a daily, I don't see it, right? It was just, and it's clear here, guys. This is another thing you guys need to start checking, right? Because you stay here on a daily chart and that's all you do. Where's the volume? Volume was right here. No, here. 32.90, 33.50, 33.18. So basically right at the high of the day. With some volume, pretty nice. Now they close in 34.35. This one can, like tomorrow, it can be 33 or 35. So we play momentum, I'll say, Kyle. And this should be one of the top watches for tomorrow. Yep. High short interest too, because I think that's the thing now. Okay, so we got the SAVA, we got the WOOF. Somebody wants to see Goldman Sachs. I think are we done with the time? Wow, Goldman Sachs is $400. Goldman Sachs. Yep. It's a bullish breakout. You can aim for probably 10% move on that one. 426, I'll put you at 470. Yep. Let's go to the month, because we don't have, again, guys, I mean, like here's where are you going from here? Well, all-time highs. How high do we go? Who knows? 426, 450, and then they're gonna come up saying like 500 new target for Goldman Sachs. So play as momentum, play it as momentum. That's I think that's the best thing I can say. So I think that's pretty much everything that we could cover today, guys. We only did like how many, like 30 names, but I think that should be enough, right?
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, especially because where we are as far as the queues, guys. So we know if we got good news and we just continue playing momentum, well, go into whatever's being strong and just play the momentum, right? Pretty simple. Now, however, if we start pulling back, now we know that we gotta go into the trading mode. What I call the trading mode means it's not just about buying the highs. You have to do your research, make sure you know where you are in the weekly chart, in the monthly chart, as far as intraday trading, where's the short interest in the stock, if there's any news, when's the earnings report. And if you have any questions, please send it to me or Kyle the night before or prior to. If you want to see it included with good research and good response that you all deserve, we have to post things by 8:30. Right, so we usually doing like scanning and doing a lot of writing and preparation since 7 in the morning. So if you put an idea, a great idea at 9:31 a.m., I'm sorry, I'm not gonna waste 2 hours of research that I do in the morning plus another 2 hours or 1 hour that I do at night, paying attention to something that just pops up in my radar at 9:31, even if it's the biggest trade of my career, but it's not. I mean, I hope it makes sense to you guys. So what I'm calling
preparation.
You is exactly. We need the preparation because I cannot just, you can tell me, I promise you it's going to go to $500 car. And I'm like, how do you know that? I mean, can you send a chart? Do you have any evidence that it has? Like, yeah, I mean, you go to the biggest winner losers any day at 9:32, 9:33. Of course, you're going to see something going up 30%, but that's not how you make money. By the way, we don't need that type of move to make money. We need a 1% move, 1.5%, 3% move in any stock, one directional move, and we make the money. It doesn't matter if you're trying to make 10, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50% on your options play, because that's the main reason. That's why we do it, right, Kyle? Like get one, and then after we have made the money for the morning or whatever, then we have fun. Then we start scanning what's hot, so we can put it for the second play. We can put it for the lunch play, or we can put it for the afternoon play, or we can put it for the next play, or we can put it into the next webinar. But those ideas, we would love to see them like 7, 7:30, 8 a.m., 8:15, 8:45, latest, right? 8:45, unless you live in the East, in the West Coast. Like I know Kyle used to live in the West Coast and he was up doing research 2 hours before the market opened. So that's crazy. That he was up like what, 4:30 in the morning? Right? And I have people in the East Coast and they can go. I mean, they can be up by 8 in the morning, 8:45. I mean, like that's my main point, guys. So research and preparation, that's the only way we're gonna get into these moves. Otherwise, you don't know what's gonna hit you. You have no idea, right? You think, oh, is this gonna move 20 cents and it's gonna move $2? Or I don't get it why they're looking at this one and not the one that I just read on CNBC or whatever it is. So thank you guys for your time. And let's have an awesome beginning of the month prior to the holidays, guys. So let's make the most.
Strong.
Yep, absolutely. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right. Chat with everyone in the morning.
Okay, bye.